What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, man? It's SS Boo, aka Chief Boo Boo, checking in. Man, yeah, man. It's just I was wondering about some things, and a topic came up. Really, it was a freestyle by Yo Gotti. It was called Facts Over Bars. And I was wondering, because I was trying to rap like maybe 20, I guess a good 20. Well, like 18 years ago, I was trying to like be a rapper. Like from 11 to 18, I was like focused. Like that was my side hobby. That's what I did when I came home from basketball practice, tests, came home from school. That's what I was trying to do. But I'm starting to think that it's, in my terms, it's street credibility versus lyrical talent. And I feel like the world's street credibility, like the world has become more, more street, so, there's more street credibility for people. It's more accessible and it's overweighing lyrical talent. But then again, if my lyrical talent, I'm saying, if your lyrical talent is a C and somebody's street credibility is a B, I'm saying, that's gonna lean them, that's gonna push them over the hump, to getting more fame, more attention than you being a C. I'm saying? I feel like I've always been a C. I've always been average. I'm saying? I feel like I've never got better. But as far as the musical process goes, it's more street credibility. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for, they want to see where you're from, who do you know, what have you done, out there in the world, anything, any type of accolades versus lyrical talent. Like, how often do you go into a party and everybody's dancing to J. Cole? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to be in there dancing to J. Cole. They're not going to be, nobody's going to be jigging to Kendrick Lamar, So I feel like street credibility is overweighing, when a beat drop, doom, doom, once that bass kick in, they're looking for you to, tell a story, or give some type of view, that somebody's been used to, but I was just thinking about that. I was like, dang, like I watch Big Facts, I watch Vlad a little bit, Vlad TV, and I like DJ Small Eyes. They kind of give you like a hand on, but what's his name? Big Facts always gives like a street version, because he's been to prison or whatever, so he can give you like a version from like because you can't talk to Gucci Mane one-on-one, you can't talk to Birdman one-on-one, you can't talk to G Perico one-on-one, you can't talk to Currensy one-on-one, you can't talk to Rick Ross, you can't talk to Dave East one-on-one. And he just gives you the perspective. If you went through this, this would be my perspective, man. He touches on areas, he sounds like, something my pops would say. Me and my pops, we don't, he's older, I'm older, So, a 7-year-old looking up to, or 6-year-old looking up to an adult, that's common. But usually when you're 27 talking to, a 67 or 57-year-old, you're really not obtaining as much information, because at the same time, you're like, well, I got to go out there and do it myself. 6 years old, 7 years old, they're going to do it for you. So you'll never have that responsibility. But when you do it yourself, you might find things that they didn't find. That's the only thing. And, yeah, I retain a lot of Big Facts information, because, it sounds like something Pops would say. Some of the stuff is kind of off, because, he talk about the jail system and shit like that, which ain't really a topic that, I go in on or bring up, even though I know people, who've been through that, that sector of life, that section of life. But, he'll say stuff like, you made that mistake, you gotta live with it, that's your decision. You made that decision, nobody's gonna go back and clean up after you, once you make that decision, you gotta find your way out of it. And Vlad, they always interviewing mostly trap rappers. They don't interview conscious rappers. Really don't do interviews. That's what I noticed. Not a lot of conscious rappers do interviews. like the Kendricks, J. Cole's, Kai's, Bass. Um, but the thing that I like that people don't shed light on is the conscious trap rappers, like a Dave East. Jay-Z is one, but like conscious rap, like lyrical talent and street credibility really don't go together. When you got rappers who could rap and they got the track record, that's usually something that people shine light on. That's why I think that if Jay-Z was rapping over a Millie or over buy you a drink or something like that, he wouldn't be Jay-Z. The reason why he's Jay-Z is because he's rapping over, Black Milk and, DJ Premier. He's rapping over rappers like that. That's what makes him so good. You know what I'm saying? Because that conscious, those bars spit over like a Texas or, a Louisiana beat, they're not going to respect it like that. It's just that idea of being the conscious rapper. Because I think Kendrick gets overlooked. They call him, that's like everyone's favorite rapper, but they're not going to give him that attention because, what I'm saying, he's not fully conscious because conscious rap came from New York. And he doesn't really step on New York beat. He might mess with Wayne or he'll just get on his homely, his home type West Coast beats, But my thing was just street credibility versus lyrical talent. Which one would you rather hear? You know what I'm saying? Hit up the comments, and I'm rearing to the end, but I'm not there yet. But hit up the comments and let me know which one would you prefer, street credibility or lyrical talent in your rapper, which is kind of hypocritical because why else would you not want lyrical talent? That's what you're supposed to be listening to, the lyrics, right? But most people don't listen to the lyrics. They want to know where he's from, what he did. Some people might even throw in, how long was he, in jail, or if he's been to jail, period. It's various, And personally with me, I don't really care, what you've done. But what you speaking, is gonna matter, because you can't be on there talking about, I swallowed a 8-year-old whole, and I bit off half of a car tire or something like that, something crazy. You can't just be rapping about anything. I tripped over my mom's glasses, and I've been in the streets ever since. I don't want to hear just anything, but I really do. I respect, street credibility too, because if they got a story to tell, something amazing, something you never heard before, something you wouldn't believe happened to somebody, you would vouch on that. You'd be like, I listened to this guy who went through such and such. Unless you're in the area where that's common, and that's the thing, is it the privilege to where in the hood they want conscious, and in the suburbs they want street credibility because that's two lives they don't live. In the hood they really not worried about what you said. They're not studying lyrics and worrying about how intelligent he gives his bars. Or is it in the suburbs? It's high living, so everybody wants to be bad. Everybody wants to imagine they living the street life. And if you check out my music, you'll see it evolve. I was trying to do the street credible. I was trying to take that route without being street credible. But how credible is that? Would you rather be listening to 6ix9ine, knowing that he might not be as cool, as gangsta as you think, or would you rather be listening to a conscious rapper, a lyrical talented rapper who isn't that good, like I don't know who to say, a lyrical talented rapper who's not that good, like who's strictly lyrical talent, who doesn't? I think they got one in Texas. No, not Texas, Florida. I guess that rapper who just came out. They got a rapper who just came out of Cyprus, and what is his name? He's straight up. He just came out. So he claims Houston though. Like he claims that he says he's from Houston, but I mean it's a big ass difference, bro. Trust me. I went through the whole high school like teasing, like they crack jokes and shit like that, but Cypress has got like a lot more fame, but his name is Tony something, and he just got on a track with Freddie Gibbs. But would you rather listen to him, the Tony guy from here, or would you rather listen to 6ix9ine? Which one you want to hear? Bullcrap from 6ix9ine, or you want to hear like an average rapper from from the suburbs? Which one? It's like putting, I guess, the baby. Since everybody got questions about the baby, like is he who he says he is? Would you rather listen to the baby? Knowing he's not the worst rapper out there, and he gonna speak on it, regardless. Or would you rather listen to Bass? You know what I'm saying? Bass is lyrically talented, but he's not the, he's not the best. Just like the baby's not the best gangster rapper, And he might not even vouch that he's a gangster rapper. He might just say that, he might just say, I'm a rapper, but I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let nobody check me or nothing like that. But his lyrics gonna say something else. So you will put him, because it's really two categories: either you street credible or you're lyrically talented. If you mix up the two, you probably not doing the best, because that's two different crowds. You know what I'm saying? That's trap rap and country. You know what I'm saying? That's two different. That's conscious rap, and that's that's street raps. You know what I'm saying? That's battle rap. And Soulja Boy, you know what I'm saying? The Crank That. That's the Crank That versus, I'm Feeling It. I'm Feeling It by Jay-Z versus Crank That Soulja Boy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's two different topics, but when you mix them together, you get artists like, you get artists like Jay-Z, Dave East. And it's sad because everybody, when they hear like a conscious rapper rapping street, like, talking about, going to jail, smoking weed, F the police, surviving, gunfights and, fighting multiple people at once. When you hear that from a conscious rapper, you know what I'm saying, on that type of beat, everybody's wild, like, oh my gosh, he's going off. Like, people are so shocked, but it's been around, but people don't respect it until, like, you got a lyrically talented guy who has street credibility, he's gonna excel, even though you don't really mix the two. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get in because some people not gonna like that. They want to hear, your story on top of a beat with bass, knock, trap, snare, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They really don't want to hear boom bap, with with slurs in there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about where you from, what you did. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear that on boom bap. You know what I'm saying? If you were probably from New York, you would. But New York kind of lost the lyrical talent torch. Because ever since people been getting on these slower beats, you know what I'm saying? Different type of rhythms, more so southern and west coast beats. You know what I'm saying? They don't need that reassurance, that beat that, sings the song, those samples. You know what I'm saying? Those old Anita Baker samples and the Isley Brothers, and you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear that now because they got people doing it on like Kodak. You know what I'm saying? Well, not Kodak. Miami rappers. Like Denzel Curry and them. That's a whole nother genre, and they actually got bars like Nell, 2.75 Nell, Denzel Curry. Yeah, they go off, but it's on a different beat. It's a different, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear, the old Jay-Z Renegade and all that stuff. They don't, you know what I'm saying? You can honestly, you could be a lyrical talented rapper on some street credible beats, but it really doesn't matter about the beats because I'm strictly talking about lyrics and lyrics only. Which one would you rather? Because a street credible lyricist versus a lyrically talented lyricist, I would pick lyrically talented mainly because, you really, you would have to be street credible, but not just known somewhere or have done something. You know what I'm saying? It's an everyday thing. Like, no matter where you go, who you talk to, they see that, they feel that, they know your value. You know what I'm saying? You're the MVP. But not necessarily the MVP of the league, but of the game, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you went that day, that game, you know what I'm saying? You shined at whatever whatever made you dominant in your area, or dominant for that day, dominant in that store, dominant at that basketball game, dominant at the lunchroom. You know what I'm saying? Whatever made you dominant, you know. But yeah, I really question which one is which, you know. Because Yo Gotti called it facts over bars, and I honestly understand what he's saying. He's saying, like, you know, like Lil Wayne saying you a cat, you got 9 lives. You know what I'm saying? You literally can't be a cat. You know, Yo Gotti gonna tell you about, you know, how he trapped out his mama's house, and how he brought the gelato out. You know what I'm saying? He the first person to bring gelato out. You know, he's gonna tell you the strict truth, the whole song, no punchlines, no metaphors, no punchlines. Like, which one do you like? I just want to hear from the people. Like, which one do you rather? Do you want to hear punchlines? You know, stuff that's fictional, like fictional rap, but it, you know, it's cool. You know, it's interesting. You know, hear him talk about turning a gun into a spaghetti-o, you know what I'm saying, letting it go, letting it blow out the ozone. You know, stuff that isn't real. Or do you want to hear? You know, you want to hear somebody talk about how they left their mom's house at a young age and made a way for their family. You know what I'm saying? That obviously sounds better, you know, but it's like, what if everybody, you know, has a story to tell, you know? What if that were to get kind of played out, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their ups, everybody has their downs. Everybody had a tough day, you know what I'm saying? There isn't one person on the earth, you know, who hasn't, you know, had a bad day. And if there is, you know what I'm saying, then you probably have a higher volume or a higher standard for bad day, you know what I'm saying? Losing your keys for that day probably wasn't a bad day to you, you know what I'm saying? And if you get the right lyrically talented person, you know, they could probably personify, you know, turn that into a metaphor, you know, that might be interesting, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a hard topic to discuss, but nobody really has, you know, talked about it, except for Big Facts. Big Facts brought it up, you know what I'm saying? I was tuning into that, but I wish he'll bring it back and talk about, you know, the lyrical talent versus street credibility, you know what I'm saying? But when I said street credibility, that's what I was talking about on Facebook with one of my old teammates, because, you know what I'm saying, we was playing basketball and freestyling, you know, doing all that stuff. And we always like rap, you know what I'm saying? That's what we really kin to. But a few of us, you know what I'm saying, we like the R&B, you know what I'm saying, the So Anxious, Genuine, you know what I'm saying, Drew Hill, you know what I'm saying, we all jam out. But we really were wondering, what was the best, what was the best idea about Lyrical Talent, you know, because he was on my side, the homie was on my side. He was like, you know, if they don't like Chance the Rapper, they don't like Common. He was like, he said, look at Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really know too much. I just listen to Michael Jackson. I don't know too much about the backstory, because there's always like new stuff. Every time I bring up the conversation, I'll say, you know, I heard he, you know, was from Gary, and they'll be like, well, he was from Gary, but this, that, you know, I don't know the whole story. So, you know, I wouldn't bring up Michael Jackson, but that's what he was saying. He was just like, think about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? That's a serious, you know what I'm saying? That's a legit guy, you know what I'm saying? He was, you know, he was lyrically talented, you know what I'm saying? The things he said, you know, the music he did, you know, he would fall into lyrical talent category before he falls into the street credibility, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't really, you know, he wasn't no trap rapper. He was a pop artist, you know what I'm saying? Pop, you know, R&B, whatever you want to call it. And he was the greatest to do it, you know what I'm saying? But that's by one person's, you know, generalization, because technically Michael Jackson isn't a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But he was just trying to give the example of, you know, some iconic person, because, you know, it's all about who's the best. No matter if you do lyrical talent, no matter if you're lyrically talented or if you're street credible, you know what I'm saying, you still have to be the best at it, you know? Kodak Black is probably street credible, but is he the best? Is he the best street credible artist? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put two different artists up against each other. You know what I'm saying? The best lyrically talented artist right now, probably, in my retrospect, it's probably out of, because J. Cole is cool, but you kind of hear in his rap, sometimes he gets cornered. Like, he'll be stuck somewhere, and he'll just hit you with the, you know, calling the coroner, you know, uh, I could have swore it was a sword in the morgue, and that's where they cornered her. Told her that it was. He'll get all the way there and be like told her that it was born. He'll just leave something plain right there. But I like Kendrick. Kendrick, Mac in the back of a lack with a Mac in the back of a lack with a latch on the back of the trunk of the punk in the back with a pump in the back till he fall off balance. Like that's well thought out. Like, and that wasn't even the best one. Like he got 1,000 more. That's why I would vouch for Kendrick. Kendrick would be my lyrically talented. That's why or Chance the Rapper. But see, when I say lyrically talented, they think I'm just saying, okay, who's the friendly rapper who doesn't like violence? A friendly rapper who doesn't like violence versus the rapper who likes violence. It's not about the lyrical talent. Just because they're a gospel rapper or a rapper who believes in God, that doesn't mean that he's lyrically talented or that's somebody I put in the category. Because Chance Rapper is really he does gospel and rap. But you know what I'm saying? He's really good at melodies and stuff. He's pretty lyrically talented, but I don't think he can mess with J. Cole, honestly. I know he can't mess with Kendrick. Currensy, and Currensy isn't exactly your neighborhood. He's not Mr. Rogers or nothing. He's not the neighborhood guy wearing a sweater and all that. He's not exactly a good guy, but it's whoever's the best lyrical artist versus whoever made that much noise in the streets to where they don't have to wow you with their lyrics. And shoot, from my experiences, I probably can't pick the best street credible guy, but to give you one, it's probably gonna be an artist from the South because I don't really know how New York does things. I like Dave East and stuff, but I mean I don't know much. I grew up, with mostly everything, casual. You know what I'm saying? Few guys who were in cliques and groups and stuff on all that stuff and fighting. Not really too much gun usage. But I guess the best street credible. I'll probably go to Florida. Probably between Kodak, Ross, or maybe somebody from Atlanta or Louisiana. I guess you could go Louisiana. But Wayne was having trouble with the getting out the car and stuff like that. Wayne was having trouble and stuff like that. I don't know. And I really don't want to use nobody that's dead, Oh, that'd be a good one. Mano. Never mind. Because Mano really isn't a good rapper. That's perfect to put up against the category because Mano really isn't a good rapper. I guess you can put Mano versus Kendrick. All right, Kendrick Lamar versus Mano. But when you judging this, we're not saying it's not a street credible. It's not who is in the streets more contest. It's not a who's more lyrically talented. And I'm gonna try to keep this video at like 30 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it up soon. So, which way would you tip the scale? Has Kendrick Lamar ever done something bad? Has he ever been in that life? And if you listen to his music, he dibbles and dabbles on stuff like that. Like he picks and flicks out a few quotes and a few things he learned from actually living the opposite life that he's living right now. Where Mano, what I'm saying, that's what they know him for. You know what I'm saying? He was even an older rapper. He didn't get in the rap game until he was like 30 years old, 28, 27. But I would give all that credit. I would give all that credit to Kendrick, even if I think even if I stepped out there and made a big mistake, had to pay for it, and had to go away for whatever time being, and come back to it. I don't think that would change my view on rap, but this it's the rap game, What do you wanna call it, you want to call it rap, or you want to call it, the streets. Which one is more important? Being popular outside your door. Everybody knowing who you are for what you do, or actually putting out a message. Being a speaker. Being able to convey a message that that gets to everybody. Not what you heard around town that makes somebody popular, but something you said that you've heard before. Quotes. Real life quotes, to where you've developed that over time. You've been working on this. Time and time again, you've been trying to find a quote or a word or a lyric or a metaphor that will really touch somebody's heart, rather than you know, you know, running in the store, and making a big mistake and having everybody respect you off of, the way you handle yourself, the fact that, would still take care of your family, still take care of your needs, and still be a upkept, well human being, You know what I'm saying? It's a touchy subject, I don't really touch on the street credible side, because that's not my field. But, if you're going to listen to rap half of the time, because, I've been in that position where I'm jamming something, like West Side Connection, and somebody will hear it and be like, what you know about that? And, I'm like, I just like the way they rap, not necessarily what they say, but how they say it. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be a good topic, if Yo Gotti could drop another one, do like a how you say versus what you say. You know what I'm saying? I think that matters too. Because sometimes Kendrick Lamar, as of right now, he's been he kind of released the whole metaphoric personification. He just he changed his flow. The way he says things is different now compared to back then. He had the same voice, but the lyrics kept coming out. New lyrics, new words, new metaphors, new ways to say things. It was different back then. But Mano versus Kendrick, most people going right now, I think most people will side with Mano. I don't even think it's important, to have a catalog, flows. I'm saying different flows, different words, different vocabulary, not repeating yourself over and over again. Because, when I was doing my music earlier, I noticed that I was always saying the same thing. Even to this day, well, not to this day, because, I listen to my stuff. Every now and then I say, at least I change, the wordplay, the stuff I say. Because everybody got that word, that backup word, or that lyric that you always use. Since we're in Texas, Mike Jones, he constantly put his phone up out there. But you listen to the way he did it, I'm saying, the lyrical pattern, not to just say it, just hop on a song 281 and then start rapping. But, to put it in your raps, I'm saying, that was smart. You know what I'm saying? Not to put the phone number out there, but to rap numbers out. Kind of like cracking a card over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could crack a card over a flow, you know what I'm saying? That would be interesting. But that's my little rant. I just had to go through it. Just see what everybody was thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not gonna get a comment, which I'm not tripping on, but. I at least want to, vocalize, the fact that I do think about these things. What do I want to listen to? Because I'm at that age to where I need to be, straightforward, and one-sided. I don't want to bounce back and forth between two people or two personalities. So, I think I'm going to be better off sticking to Lyrical Talent. But when it comes to Lyrical Talent, you got to remember that also deals with creative ability. Like Jada Youngin, I think he's different with all the Louisiana artists copying off of NBA Youngboy and copying off of Lil Wayne. I think he really does good being creative enough to use a different flow pattern and different melodies, that you haven't heard. Because he could have just, heard the way NBA Youngboy came out, or heard the way he was doing his flow and just said, hey, I'm from Louisiana, I could do that flow too. So I respect him with that, I really like Dave East. And Tory Lanez's conscious rap. Man, his conscious rap goes just as hard as his creative, his melodies, you know what I'm saying? And he's not, talking murder. So, street credible versus Lyrical Talent. You be the judge, what I choose, because, what I'm saying? If we just got people mumbling and grumbling, that's how people get confused. That's how things start if they don't understand, what's said. But... what I'm saying? I pick Lyrical Talent. Drop a comment. Appreciate you for tuning in. Start Stats 2 for 1, SS Boo Boo, and I'm out.